Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors, or Vampire, the Night Warriors, as is also known in Japan, is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I remember when I first discovered Darkstalkers, my mom gave me some coins to go and play some video games in a corner store when I was a child. And there it was, the only arcade machine on the store actually, and it was a Dark freaking Stalkers machine. Of course, I, being a dumb kid at the time, I had no idea what the hell I was watching, but I liked it. I never played any game like it before, aside from Street Fighter 2 in the SNES and getting bullied by my older cousins. I simply selected the first character that grabbed my attention, that would being Felicia. I wonder why. And then proceeded to get my ass kicked by the first character, ironically also being Felicia. It was brutal. A dumb kid with no idea what he was doing against a CPU that was clearly cranked up to, get the coins from any player. But even then, I loved it. The visuals, the characters, the designs, the sounds, the music. Everything was so unique and exuded so much personality. It was hard to forget what I saw. Every time I went to the arcade with my dad, we played a few rounds of Darkstalkers, and he always proceeded to beat me with an Akaris. Even if I sucked, it was so much fun. Years go by, and several years later, I was older, and I went to visit a cousin. And he showed me something that blew my fucking mind. He showed me that he had a VHS copy of the Darkstalkers OVAs. Of course, it was an original. It was literally a copy. Getting any original stuff back then was pretty freaking hard. We watched all 4 OVAs that day, and I fell in love with them. They were amazing. Of course, the OVAs were made by Madhouse, and in my humble opinion, they're still some of their best work. The fact that I was able to see the characters that I've been playing with come to life in a 4-episode animation brought me so much joy. One of the things that really stuck with me was the ending credits. The song Trouble Man was performed and composed by Japanese singer Eikichi Yasawa. I really hope I didn't butcher the name so bad. Anyway, it was a banger of a song. I always wanted to, have those guitars that were shown during the credits. Even if I can't play them anymore, I forgot how to play, but whatever. The point is that the song was amazing. It's certified banger. Really excited at yes. Anyways, why all the build-up and all the backstory and bullshit? Well, again, is to show something that I was able to find through the power of the internet and conjuring some of the greatest powers in anime, that being friendship and capitalism. Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, I have to thank my good friend JP for helping me obtaining these. They're not really easy to find. I was able to find the complete OVA for Darkstalkers on Laserdisc. And it's in a very good condition too. And for any that is unfamiliar with dead formats, that never really took off, I'm sure there's a joke there. Laserdisc, also known as Laservision, was the first commercial disc format created in, I think, around the 80s as an alternative to VHS. Honestly, I never had one. But basically, they were the first DVDs. Better quality and extra features and all that, but they were extremely fragile and stupidly expensive. So, they kind of didn't took off. Again, I never had one before, but I think it's pretty cool that my first ever Laserdisc, and honestly the best way to get and start my collection, if I ever get any more, is this one, the Darkstalkers OVAs. Actually, I never knew that there was a Laserdisc version for the OVAs, and when I saw it, I just couldn't help it but buy it. Not only as a collector, but also as a fan of Darkstalkers. It's such a rare find that I couldn't pass the opportunity to obtain such an amazing and rare treasure. I have to thank the Japanese dude that kept them safe for me for all these years, because I'm pretty sure it's pretty hard to find a complete collection on its own, and in such a good condition too. I mean, it also had the original stems for the guitars that I always wanted, so that's an extreme plus. Of course, I have no way of actually playing them since I don't have a Laserdisc player or a CRT TV, but maybe someday in the future I will get one and see what other goodies are included on the discs. But in the meantime, this will be a great addition to my small but growing Darkstalkers collection. And it's so small because I mostly just buy Felicia stuff and comics. Thank you for watching and see you guys later.